So the values that defined America in the 90s are quickly fading. According to a Wall Street Journal poll, the most important American values in 1998 were patriotism, religion, having children, and community involvement. But according to a poll this year, patriotism has dropped from 70% in 1998 to 38%, religion from 62% to 39%, having children 59 to 30, and community involvement from 47 to 27% in 2023. The only importance that grew, money.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. The money affects all the other things on that list. You have time to be involved in your community, Jeff, when you have a little extra money, you're not working your third side hustle. You have time to be involved with your church when you're not working your fourth side hustle, arguing with your spouse about which one of your kids you can afford to send to college. All of these things have to do with money, and as we look at the shrinking middle class, which is basically almost gone at this point, we look at the way people steal money and pay no repercussions or very little for it. We look at Americans falling for scams like Bitcoin and things like that. I don't know if I'm allowed to call it that, but whatever. A lot of people lost money because people are desperate. They're not stupid. They know it's a risk, but people are going after these things because there's no guarantee anymore. So when we sit back and we point and we're like, oh, no one cares about religious, that free time is something you pay for with your salary, and if your salary isn't even enough to fund your lifestyle and you need to start your second job as soon as you're done with your first one, what do we expect people to do? When do you have time to be a patriot?
Yeah.
When is this?
I hear what you're saying, but I got to disagree a little bit on that because it doesn't matter how many jobs you work, right? You got to make time for your family. You should always be a helping neighbor to your community. And I understand, I don't care if you're a millionaire or scraping it together, right? Being a good person and being happy is what life's all about. When I travel around the world, people have nothing. And when you want to talk about nothing, it's like the devastation in Mississippi. I've seen communities like that, and they're happy, and they help each other out, and they're happy in their little huts and with their families wherever they're at around the world, and it's all about their community and family, and that's how I try to live my life. Community and family. The money's secondary to me. I got to make it to help my family and have a better life, but in the end, it's not number one to me.
I will say you are rare, Jeff, in that's always been who you've been, but a lot of us, and I'm subject to this, we're subject to looking at the American dream right in your face. Go get that Porsche. Why don't you have a second house? You don't have a summer home? What's going on with you? It's in your face.
That's social media, I think, too.
Yes. In your face.
That I think
the girl you went to high school with has a rental home in Bermuda. I want to have that.
But does she? You know what I mean? But does she? People are always trying to keep up, and half of those people I don't think really have those assets that they're posting on Instagram.
I agree. I think there's two things. One, social media has changed the way we all see it. We have to say that changed the language. And two, I don't think we're speaking the same language. Patriotism to one group of people means something very different in this social climate after the January 6th insurrection to another group of people. So does the word woke. So does the word community involvement. Language has become divisive. So we're speaking, it's like German and they're speaking French, and we're having this poll. We're not even on the same page.
To that point, I think where you grow up defines what that word means to you.
Absolutely.
And we all grew up somewhere different, and we all have a different interpretation of what those mean.
Sure, and I think it's changed a lot more now that we're so polarized.
Yeah.